One of the things I look for when I'm looking for ideas for new videos is weird news stories. And so the other day I was thinking about many years ago, I was watching Late Night with David Letterman, I think, and I saw a dog came on and the dog had dialed 911. And I said, that's a story. I'm going to look that up. The dog that called 911, and I could tell you guys about it. And I look it up. Apparently, like every dog has called 911. I don't believe I actually remember any of these. I think I was stumbling over 911 dialing dogs on my way to the dog, and I just never found it.
Well, some dogs have a tendency to get into a little mischief, but this morning two pups took that to the next level.
8 paws, 16 calls. All right, we're in for multiple already right off the bat.
Have a seat.
Don't let these furry faces fool you. These two might just be the baddest boys in the neighborhood.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
So we were dispatched together to a 911 hang-up call at a residence in Lakeville.
These look like NPCs in Fortnite.
Just go hyper. It's not something I see all the time.
Hello, 911.
And those 911 hang-up calls continued 16 times. The only suspects were these doggone residents.
That should be a drinking game. How many times we hear doggone?
In theory, a dog could have dialed 911. It would just have to push the screen with its
theory.
paw.
Remy and Bomber had apparently taken matters into their own paws.
So our assumption is the dogs were having a rough day, and it was the dogs that were seeking assistance through 911.
So
all
what
right, let's
turns
move
the
on
best
to
boys
CNN.
bad?
Taking care of your health.
This border collie is testing a device that could eventually let dogs alert 911 when his owner's in distress.
Go get help.
The dog taps a color pattern and signals for
Okay, so you got blue for the 9, you got yellow for the 1, and then green for the 1. Why can't it? Isn't it the same 1? Wouldn't he be hitting 1 twice? Shouldn't it both be yellow?
Researchers are finding ways to help all dogs, big and small, to communicate when their owners need help.
My owner needs your attention. Please follow me.
Naturally, as puppies, a person with diabetes can have an episode where they become very disoriented.
Yeah, the disoriented guy should be approached by the talking dog.
Terry McGlade was on the ground. Dispatchers were alerted when McGlade's dog Major called 911 multiple times as his handler had a seizure.
These dogs are incessant with it, though. They just keep dialing.
Now, where's your emergency?
I mean, that's the most casual 9. What happens if it's a very important 911? What's your emergency? I mean, this guy couldn't be more laid back. Come on, 911. What do you got? Just they should answer the phone. Yes.
McGlade says Major would step on the screen for a few seconds and it was automatically set up to call 911.
We're using some technology to get the dog to call 911. This guy apparently has seizures a lot, I guess. It's programmed so all the dog has to just press on it.
After 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan, McGlade was wounded by a roadside bomb. He got Major, a rescue dog trained to sense his seizures coming on and help him with PTSD.
Wow.
McGlade calls the pit bull lab mix mutt his hero.
That whimpering is coming from Buddy, a German Shepherd service dog. It's the 4th time Buddy is called.
The voice, it sounded almost robotic to me, and then all of a sudden he had this stumble here. Listen to this.
Is coming from Buddy, a German Shepherd service dog. It's the 4th time.
It's the 4th time. It sounds like he was about to swear.
Maker trained Buddy to call for help when he's having
go.
a medical emergency. Military injuries cause him to have seizures and blackouts. Stellmaker says man's best friend doesn't go far enough to describe Buddy. He's now hailing him as a hero.
Maria Colon, a resident of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, knew that all too well. One evening, Maria suddenly awoke to the smell of smoke. There was a fire in the house.
She took a photo of her stove.
If she didn't act quickly, she wouldn't make it out alive. Thankfully, Maria's emergency service dog, Yolanda, was in the house.
Yolanda!
Was always...
I don't know why, but that's a name I've never heard associated with a dog, a pet of any kind. Never heard of a hamster named Yolanda.
But what could the dog do in a fire?
I mean, call 911. We've at this point in the journey, we all know this. All right, it's a little slow. Let's see what goes on towards the end here.
In her living room downstairs, the men had turned on the gas from her stove. Maria later reported that she could smell the deadly substance in her bedroom. By the time Maria called police, they informed her that Yolanda had already been in contact with them, and officers were...
Yolanda had already been in contact with them.
The call to 911 that'll have everyone talking.
Dispatchers hear a lot of strange things, and in this case, panting on the other end of the line.
Whoa.
And the story behind it.
Sarpy County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Could this be a real emergency?
Wait, did they just dox like everybody in that town? Don't look at all the things that happened to everybody.
Emergency? No one answers.
Sarpy County 911.
It's a little embarrassing.
Why, you ask? Well, ask Sophie.
Did you have an emergency, Soph? Huh?
Yes, Sophie.
What did you do, Sophie?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello?
What's going on?
Hello? This is 911.
Hey,
is there an
we're just
emergency?
hanging around.
Can you ever recall a dog calling Sarpy County 911?
No, I certainly can't. And all the years I've been here, this is definitely a first for us.
What a dumb question, though. If she was like, oh, yeah, no, this is actually like the 8th time, he would have been like, why didn't you tell me?
Not only did she find someone to answer, she let the whole
And now they're
house know.
doxing the
Not only
dog.
did she dial 911, but it was on speaker.
A 2-pound furball who's plenty of trouble.
Go get help. Go get help.
Oh, there you go. You got a phone right down there.
With the press of a single
Dog
phone
level.
button, James Taylor's dog can dial
got a
911. That's a huge comfort
Got
for
a
the
one-button
retired Army
phone.
police officer. He suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and hearing loss.
Wow, another
Sometimes
one with
he falls,
military.
too. So his service dog Pepe is his saving grace.
I couldn't imagine my life. I'd probably be a lot
Without
of
Pepe.
homebound. If I'm out, like in Walmart or somewhere, I give her a go out command, and she'll actually circle around me to keep the people 3 and 4 feet away from me.
And
someone knocks on the front door, rings it, wherever I'm at, she'll find me in the house.
Well, you know,
and then
here's the
taps me,
thing.
and then I follow her.
If the fire alarm goes off,
The fact that this dog can call 911 is like the least impressive thing it can do. It's got this long laundry list of all the things it can do. Interesting. So many of these are for veterans. I find that sad and shocking. All right, I've got this one that says dog accidentally gets on a Zoom call. Okay, very nice. Here's police
Would you
dog.
care to tell us where you were at on the night of February 26th, about 1 o'clock in the morning, sir?
Wink News asked the Charlotte
Police
County
dog
K-9
called.
cop about his...
So it says police dog called to testify in court. So now they're asking questions. This better not be that the dog ate somebody's face or something, and they're just making a joke out of it.
They told me they weren't going to allow him. Even McGee was a bit surprised to see him.
Oh, hey, sure, never mind.
Okay, this is not McGee's first time in court. I don't think it's his first time in court today. I love he's got his Guy Fieri outfit on.
Had sent the dog this subpoena to testify in his defense for a citation for failing to use his turn signal. Deputy Franco had brought the dog to McGee's traffic stop in February, thinking McGee had drugs, but came up clean.
I was hoping that they would let me plant marijuana in the courthouse to see if he could find drugs.
Judge Bell did not allow that motion, and probably for the better. That's okay. He knows he made history today.
I'm the first one in Charlotte County to subpoena a K-9 officer.
Deputy Azor.
There you go.
Now,
Wink
on a more
News.
serious note,
Oh,
the
wait.
motion ended up costing taxpayers several $100s in wages and overtime for the half-dozen deputies who were brought in to court to testify for the...
All right, enough. You buzzkill. We were all flying high with that guy in his Guy Fieri outfit, winning his court case or whatever the heck happened. So what have we learned? We've learned that it's not so special when your dog calls 911, because just about every other dog has already done it. By the way, if you want to sign up on Patreon, I'll send you a postcard every month. It's just $3. Be like the Earl and Duchess of Sandwich, Cheese God, Chris, Awkward but Awesome, and Matthew David Chapin. And go ahead and sign up. All right, well, in a moment, a couple of videos are going to pop up. On this side will be the one where I look at the very first Disney influencer. Wacky story, guy that predated YouTube by a little bit. It's right up here. Otherwise, YouTube picked this one for you. They said, hey, this and you need to go together. And I got a first channel on this side. I got a second channel on that side. And I'll see you next time.